What's going on, everybody? In this video, we're going to talk about finding the sum and difference angles for tangent. So normally, again, if you've watched my sum and difference of cosine and sine videos, we know that on average, we're given an angle measure on the unit circle that's easy for us to find just by looking at the unit circle. Now, that's not always going to be the case. So the sum and difference formulas allow us to take two angles from our unit circle that either add or subtract to give us an angle that maybe we are looking for. So we're going to utilize these two formulas here for tangent in order to find those new angles. So we're going to utilize these. We're going to jump straight in. I've got one example for you. And that example is to find the tangent of 75 degrees. Now, I know that tangent of 75, or actually just 75 degrees in general, is not on my unit circle. So I need to think of two different angle measures that add to give me 75 degrees. I know that to be 45 degrees and 30 degrees. That's pretty easy. So once I know my two angles, I can then call them either A and B, and then we can plug them straight into our formula. So since we are doing the sum here, I'm going to do tangent of A plus the tangent of B all over 1 minus the tangent of A times the tangent of B. All right, so we're going to go ahead and just plug this straight in. And that's going to give me, well, the tangent of A, the tangent of at 45 degrees winds up being 1. So I have 1 plus the tangent of B is going to be root 3 over 3 because the tangent at 30 degrees is root 3 over 3. And then we're going to have this piece here, the denominator, which is 1 minus the tangent of A, which is 1, times the tangent of B, which is root 3 over 3. So we're going to go ahead and simplify this. And just as a heads up, this does get a little bit mathematically intensive. However, if you follow along, it's not bad. So what I want to do is I want to simplify this problem. I can't have radicals in my denominator, and I really don't like seeing fractions within fractions. So let's go ahead and make these ones have the common denominator of 3 so that we can go ahead and make these into bigger fractions. And what I mean by that is I'm going to rewrite those ones as 3 over 3 plus, and I'm writing the numerator right now, so root 3 over 3 over 1 minus, well, if I look here, 1 times root 3 over 3 is just root 3 over 3. And we're not writing a 1 anymore. I'm wanting to write 1 as 3 over 3. And so now we can start simplifying a little bit better. 3 over 3 plus root 3 over 3. Well, on my numerator, that gives me 3 plus root 3 over 3. And then on my denominator, I have 3 minus root 3 over 3. Because remember, when we have the same denominators, they add or they're going to subtract depending on whatever we're doing. And I can write it as one denominator. Now, this is very helpful to me because when I have a fraction over a fraction, if they have the same denominators, they're going to cancel. And that leaves me with 3 plus root 3 over 3 minus root 3. Now, looks a little bit cleaner. We're not done. I have to multiply the top and the bottom by what's called the conjugate. And the conjugate is simply taking our denominator, because I want the radicals out of the denominator, so that's what we're multiplying to get rid of, by the conjugate, which is going to have the opposite sign to what's in our denominator. So since I have 3 minus root 3 in the denominator, I'm going to multiply the top and bottom by 3 plus root 3. So now what we're going to have is we're going to have these two things multiplying to each other and then these two terms. So I'm going to have 3 plus root 3 times 3 plus root 3 divided by 3 minus root 3 times 3 plus root 3. So here we have to FOIL. And if you remember anything about multiplying two binomials, we FOIL. And simply, that just means first times the first, so 3 times 3 gives me 9. The O stands for outsides, so 3 times root 3 gives me 3 root 3. The I stands for the insides, so plus 3 root 3. And then the L stands for the lasts, so root 3 times root 3 gives me square root 9, which is 3. And so now we've got to do the denominator the exact same way. So 3 times 3 gives me 9. 3 times root 3 gives me a positive 3 root 3. Negative square root 3 times 3 gives me a negative 3 root 3. And then negative root 3 plus root 3 gives me a negative square root 9, which is 3. And so now we get some good things happening. In my denominator, these two terms cancel because of the positive and negative, and that's nice because it's just going to leave me with 9 minus 3, giving me 6. Now I have no radicals in my denominator. I'm happy. That's good. Clean up the top a little bit in the numerator. 9 plus 3 is going to give me 12. 3 root 3 plus 3 root 3 gives me 6 root 3. And now we can just simply factor out a 6. And cancel that out so that my final answer is 2 plus the square root of 3. And that is the sum and difference of tangent. Like I said, there's a lot of work involved in that problem. However, it's really not too bad once you get the hang of it and start mastering these formulas. So I hope this video helped out. If you haven't checked out my other ones over the sum and difference of sine and cosine, be sure to check those out. We'll see you next time.